Professor Albus Dumbledore selling you weight loss drugs on Facebook in 2026, and $1 billion company was built on top of it. The story was incredible. The guy named Matthew Gallagher, self-taught entrepreneur, he took $20,000, his brother, and a stack of AI tools, ChatGPT, Claude, Grok, Midjourney, Runway, and he built a telehealth company called Medvi that sells compounded GLP-1 weight loss drugs online. Same active ingredients as Ozempic and Wegovy, but cheaper. There's just one problem. Fake doctors, fake patients, fake before and after photos, fake testimonials, all powered by AI, all used to sell real drugs to real people. And the technique he used, manufacturing fake experts to sell a product, is actually one of the oldest tricks in the propaganda playbook. Here's the thing, this technique, manufacturing fake experts to sell a product, is not new, and the man who invented it used real doctors instead of fake ones. But the principle is identical. His name is Edward Bernays, and one of his most famous techniques, maybe the most important one for every entrepreneur watching this today, is what I call manufactured third-party authority. Here's what it means. Bernays figured out that people don't trust companies, they don't trust salespeople, they don't trust ads, but they do trust experts, they trust doctors, they trust scientists, they trust independent authorities. So if you want to sell something, don't sell it yourself, get an expert to sell it for you. And Bernays was a genius at this. When the pork industry wanted to sell more bacon, Bernays didn't run ads saying, buy more bacon. He went to doctors, real doctors, and got them to publicly state that a heavier breakfast was healthier for Americans. And then he convinced that recommendation to bacon and eggs. Suddenly, bacon and eggs wasn't a marketing campaign, it was a medical recommendation, and sales went through the roof. When the American Tobacco Company needed to sell more cigarettes, Bernays got real physicians to endorse smoking as a way to stay thin. Actual doctors telling women that cigarettes were good for their weight management, and women believed it because it came from a doctor. This is the technique. You manufacture the appearance of independent expert endorsements. The audience doesn't see a company selling a product, they see a trusted authority making a recommendation, and they buy. Now here's the difference between what Bernays did and what Gallagher did. Bernays went to real doctors and got real endorsements. Was it manipulative? Absolutely. Were those doctors wrong to endorse cigarettes? Obviously. But the doctors themselves were real people making real statements. Gallagher took Bernays' techniques and ran it through AI. Instead of getting real doctors to endorse his product, he created 800 fake doctors out of thin air. AI-generated faces, AI-generated names, AI-generated credentials. Running thousands of ads on Facebook to real people who genuinely believed they were getting medical guidance from a licensed physician. It's Bernays' playbook on steroids. Same technique, manufacture the authority. But AI made it infinitely scalable and infinitely cheaper. Bernays needed months and a relationship to get a few real doctors on board. Gallagher needed a laptop and an afternoon to create 800 fake ones. Same technique, same psychology, same manipulation, 100 years apart. Except now the doctors aren't even real. Now, I'm going to make you a prediction right now, and I want you to tell me if you agree or disagree. I believe the FTC shuts this company down within 12 months, probably less. And by the way, the National Consumers League has already filed for an FTC investigation. I want you to hear what they said.
What Medvi is doing violates the FTC Act.
Okay, so here's where I need to talk directly to every entrepreneur and every marketer and every business owner who's watching this. Because the story isn't just about one guy who broke the rules. It's about what happens when people see someone like this get celebrated and they think they can do the same thing. I've been in direct response marketing for over 20 years now. And in those 20 years, I spent a lot of time and energy and money making sure that everything we say, every claim we make, every testimonial we use, every result we show is real. It's documented, it's compliant with the FTC guidelines. And it's not because I'm some saint. It's because I've watched what happens to people who don't. I've watched companies that were doing hundreds of millions of dollars in revenue get shut down overnight because they made claims they couldn't back up. I've watched the FCC go after the marketers, smart, successful marketers, and take everything, the money, the company, the personal assets, everything. So here's what I think is going to happen with Medvi, and this is my opinion, okay? But based on everything I've seen in 20 years of watching the FTC and the FDA operate, I believe this company is going to get shut down. I don't think it's going to take very long because here's what the FTC cares about. They care about deceptive advertising. Fake doctors are deceptive advertising. AI generated before and after pictures of patients who don't exist, that is literally deceptive advertising. Claiming your drugs have the same active ingredient as Ozempic without FDA approval, that's also deceptive advertising. Every single pillar of how this company acquired customers is built on something the FDA and the FTC have explicitly said that you're not allowed to do. 800 fake doctor profiles, AI generated before and after pictures, fake patient testimonials, false claims of FDA equivalents, FDA warning letters, 1.6 million patient records exposed, FTC investigations, and it goes on and on. And the thing that kills me about this is that legitimate marketers, people like you and me who spend the time and the money to do things the right way, we're the ones who pay the price. Because every time a story like this breaks, it makes regulators tighten the screws on everybody. It makes Facebook tighten their ad policy for everybody. It makes consumers more skeptical of everybody. One guy breaks all the rules and the rest of us who play by them get punished for it, while the guys who are breaking the rules get all of the New York Times profiles. The ones doing it right don't get the headlines. So let me give you the actual playbook for building authority in your business without getting shut down by the FTC, because authority is the game. Bernays was right about that. People buy from people they trust, and people trust experts. That part of psychology is real and it works, and you should absolutely use it. But here's how to do it without creating Professor Albus Dumbledore. Number one, get real testimonials from real customers. I know this sounds obvious, but the reason people resort to fake testimonials is because they're lazy or they don't have a product good enough to generate real ones. If your product works, your customers will tell you. Ask them, make it easy for them, and then record their stories. Those real testimonials are worth 1,000 AI-generated fakes, and they won't get you sued. Number two, build real relationships with real experts. If you're selling a health product, find a real doctor who believes what you're doing and then feature them. Pay them fairly, give them editorial control, let them speak in their own voice. One real expert who genuinely endorses your product is worth more than 800 fake profiles, and it's actually legal. Number three, know the rules before you break them, and then don't break them. Don't. If you're selling supplements, health products, weight loss products, anything in the health space, you need to know what the FTC and the FDA allow you to say and what they don't. This is not optional. This is not, I'll deal with it when I get bigger. This is one day before you run your very first ad, because the FTC doesn't care how big you are. They'll come after a company doing $10,000 a month just as fast as one doing $1 billion. The rules apply to everyone. Number four, if you need fake experts to sell your products isn't very good. This is the bottom line. If your marketing only works when you invest in people who don't exist to endorse it, the problem isn't your marketing. The problem is your product. Fix the product and the authority will follow. Real testimonials from real customers, real relationships with real experts. Know the FTC, FDA rules from day number one. And if you need fake experts, your product isn't good enough. And then I want to leave you with the detail that I think sums up this entire story, because this one really stuck with me. Look at your hand. See how many fingers are melted onto the phone? That's because Sandra K doesn't exist. She was generated by AI. And somebody at Medv or one of their affiliates looked at that image and thought, yeah, it's good enough, run it. That's what happens when you stop caring about people you're selling to. You don't even notice when their fingers aren't real, because the people were never real to you in the first place. All right, last question. I really want you to hear from you on this one. We talked about Bernays using real doctors to sell cigarettes, which was manipulative, but at least use real people. Now we got AI creating 800 completely fake doctors to sell weight loss drugs. Where does this go next? What do you think is the next version we're going to see of people doing things because of AI? Because of this. Because I guarantee you that it's coming. The technology only gets better and the fakes get harder to spot. What do you think the next big fake is going to be? I want to hear your predictions. So here's what I keep coming back to with this one. New York Times profile called Medv a glimpse of the future. And honestly, in a way, I think they're right. It is a glimpse of the future. It's just not the future that they were celebrating. It's a future where one person with a laptop and AI can generate 800 fake doctors, generate thousands of fake testimonials, manufacture a billion-dollar company from a house in LA, and get profiled by the most prestigious newspaper in the world as a visionary before anyone even checks whether the doctors are real or the FDA has already sent a warning letter. This is the future, and whether it's a good future or a terrifying one depends entirely on who's building it and what rules they follow. So here's what I'll say to every entrepreneur watching. You now have access to the most powerful tools ever created. AI can help you to write better copy, create better content, reach more people, build faster, test faster, grow faster. I use it every single day and I love it. But the same tools that can build a legitimate business can also build $1 billion fraud. The technology doesn't care. It doesn't have a conscience. You have to be the conscious, because at the end of the day, Professor Albus Dumbledore doesn't show up to defend you when the FTC comes knocking. You're on your own. And the rules haven't changed just because the tools got better. Build something real with real people, real results, real experts, and real integrity. Because a business built on lies, even billion-dollar lies, doesn't last. It never has, and AI doesn't change that. You can make $1 billion by breaking all the rules, but you can lose it all really, really quickly.